When I was a boy, if you'd have asked me what I was going to be when I grow up, I would say to you, unhesitatingly, a movie star. Or a priest. Because of course they're so similar. I knew that there was something in me that wanted to get out. Fast forward this definitive moment at the Forest Theater in downtown Philadelphia. And I was at a performance of Gypsy. Angela Lansbury was starring in Gypsy as Mama Rose. And it was towards the end of the play, and she was walking the promenade singing Rose's Turn. And this voice came up inside of me and said, that's what you want to do. In that moment, the priesthood kind of faded. I moved to New York, and by the time I was 25, I'd gotten my first big break, which was to star as Riff in West Side Story on Broadway. And I got to work with Jerome Robbins, Leonard Bernstein, Stephen Sondheim, and I got to meet President Carter and have dinner at the White House. I met Ethel Merman, who came backstage when I was doing a performance of Funny Face, and she said to me, she said, "Kid, you got it." And she said to me, she says, "You know, you're as good as Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly put together." And I actually got to play Don Lockwood in Singing in the Rain. I got to dance in the rain. But I also know that during that time, there was something in me that just wasn't fulfilled. I kept thinking there's more. So you know what I did? I started writing. I wrote my own musicals. And then I went into directing. And so I was acting and writing and directing. Arista Records came along and said, you would be a great pop singer. So I started singing and writing my own music, and we did this beautiful music video. So this whole concept of wanting to be a priest or be a movie star, because remember, my first thing was I wanted to be a movie star. I was cast in this movie called Dancing Dreams, and I got to be the star of a movie. As much fun as all that was, I always felt like there was something more that I was meant to do. I was also looking for a way to express myself spiritually. When I was doing a chorus line, I had joined what we called the Broadway Buddhists, and we would chant. And I was fascinated by that. Coming from a Catholic background, chanting was so alien, and yet it was so calming. I tried transcendental meditation. I would go listen to Marianne Williamson speak. One day I went to hear Eric Butterworth speak at Unity at Lincoln Center. He was so clear and so concise and precise. And I heard him say, "The truth shall set you free." At that time, I also went out and got to star in Jesus Christ Superstar. Stepping into the shoes of Jesus was something that certainly had an impact on my life. The philosophy of Jesus and the ideology of Jesus, which really encompasses so many different religions, really made me start to expand and start to question once again, am I on the right spiritual path? I wrote a show called An Unfinished Song, and it took me to Los Angeles. And when I got to Los Angeles, a friend of mine said, you should come listen to this guy speak. I went to hear Dr. David Walker, and he was speaking the words of Dr. Ernest Holmes. Not unlike that moment of watching Angela Lansbury sing Rose's Turn, I heard these words being spoken. There is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. Not only can you use it, but you are using it. And that moment really, it really changed my life. That place in me that seemed like there was something missing started to fill up. Before I knew it, 6 years had passed. I'd probably done another 15 or 20 plays, 20 musicals. And I was standing on stage getting my diploma as a minister. I was not planning on being a minister. I was planning on just taking everything I learned and enhancing everything I already did. And all of a sudden, my singing, my dancing, my acting, my ministry all came together in this one wonderful rush of energy. And I thought, wow, I'm home. Because I believe we can learn and we are being taught at all times, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, I thought, okay, here's my science and mind lesson for the day. Lean into it. Lean into God. Lean into life. Lean into the obstacles. Lean in. Don't sit back. Something comes along and knocks us off our bike. Something comes along and knocks me off of principle. Something comes along and ruins my day. Anybody have anything that ruins their day? Something comes along and just suddenly I don't feel like I usually feel. Get off it. Get off it. And then get back into the truth. I think sometimes what we do is we fall off our power, we forget that we're connected to it at all times, and we don't go back and pick it up. We walk away pissed off. Anybody ever find that? You just walk away, you're like, that's it, I'm done with that person or that situation or that thing. And something else takes over then, the anger. Now we have something new. It's not new, it's still love, we're just confusing it. Every single person in this room, you are here on purpose, and you are here on purpose to learn that the purpose of your life is to let your light shine. Not hold it back or not wait for someone to shine light on you. Are you willing, are you ready to give up your stories? Yeah. Okay, that's a mind that's definite. If you want to know what's going on with your body, you have to take a look at what you're doing with your mind. And I don't just mean your body as in this physical body. I mean the body of your life. You know, when we teach this, we teach spirit, conscious mind, then the law. The conscious mind thinks into the law, and the law produces the body of our life. Finances, relationships, creativity, health, all of it. So when I talk about the body, I'm talking about your entire life, the landscape of everything in your life. And it is contingent on what goes into your mind. You will never find yourself in a position where you need to worry about your body and your health if you eat the right foods at all times and constantly eat them. And you can just eat as much as you want of that food. You can have as much broccoli as you like. And I love broccoli. Not for breakfast, but I love broccoli. So think about that concept. If you eat the right food, you will never be hungry. If you think the right thoughts, you will never be hungry. I eat only that which is healthy. And it works. Because you cannot look at a Twinkie and really talk yourself into saying health. Can you? Can anybody? And then I went to the freezer, where I have all my frozen chocolate bars. Chocolate has antioxidants. If you buy the right chocolate. A Hershey's bar has a lot of other stuff than a Godiva piece of pure dark chocolate. Just letting you know, so I'm giving you absolution. You can go have dark chocolate if it's the right dark chocolate. I go to throw something out in the trash. There is all of my chocolate in the trash can, right? And I started taking it out. I was like, what is he thinking? Oh my God, you can't throw away my peanut M&Ms. But I left them there. I did. Around midnight last night, Kevin was already asleep. I went into the trash. And I took a Toblerone. What are they called? Those are great. A Toblerone, right? And I took it out and I pulled off the little top and I put it in my mouth and I went, what are you doing? You are getting up. It's already Sunday. You are going to talk about this. Spit it out. I wasn't planning on sharing this, but I'm getting, So I chewed it and ate it. Just that one little piece. And then I threw it out. I threw the rest. No, actually, I put it in the freezer. But I did put it in the freezer. I got to go home and throw it out. So, my God, I'm like schizophrenic up here. Obviously, when I say I give talks for me, I mean it. I talk about what I need to talk about. I've really come to realize that my job on this planet, my purpose, is to remind people. Let me remind you that you are powerful beyond your wildest imagination. Let me remind you that you are wealthy beyond anything you could amass in this lifetime. Let me remind you that you are perfect health. There is a time coming when mankind will walk this earth and do exactly as we have been all told to do, to speak our truth. Then there will be no need for what I now consider my life's passion. No one will need to remind us who we are. We'll just know it. That's the day I'm looking forward to.